is the true genius of America. A faith in simple dreams. An insistence on small miracles. That we can say what we think, write what we think without hearing a sudden knock on the door.
Hey, what up, Juice Heads? Sorry for the wait. That it's been like a month or maybe even more. Fuck. Having a real job definitely puts a strain on your podcasting life, for sure, but have no fear, because we are back with some more Don't Tread on Me action. And as always, we have our boys, Angry Steve.
What's up? What's up?
And Mr. the one, the only, the Fat Jew.
So
I guess we all got some stories since a month ago. Some shit's been going down.
oh yeah, well every day is a fucking, another surprise in this country. So
like, I don't know, you know how like people ask you for like the PG-13 story of something? You
I
know,
don't know
like,
what that means, bro. What's PG-13? I don't know if that exists.
like if somebody asks you to like give them the PG-13 version of a story, meaning like take out the curse words, take out like the vulgarities, and just give me like
that's very tough for me, bro.
Right, I know. I'm not asking you to give me PG-13.
Oh, okay.
I'm asking you to give me the YouTube version.
Woo!
The YouTube safe version of your story.
Of what story?
Well, I heard you've been removed from a social media platform again.
Not removed, just like silenced. That's all. They just put masking tape on my face. Not only did they ban me from posting, I can't message anybody. Nobody can message me. And I don't know if I told you this. There's an echo. Whatever. Anyway, if someone goes to follow me, it'll say this user has violated our community guidelines quite a bit. Are you sure you want to follow them? So not only are they banning me from posting, but there's like a bodyguard. There's a bouncer at my account saying, "You sure about this, pal?"
Whoa.
Yeah, and then no matter what you post, you're getting, what do you call it, every 3 days.
Oh yeah. I got banned till the 25th, right? Didn't use the account at all. Just checked it one day, and another video got taken down, so they added another 4 days to my ban.
That almost sounds like one step away from people knocking at your door.
Yeah, no, it's one step from them just taking my account. I know it's coming. It's just a matter of time. And it's funny. I just hit 70K and watch this. They're going to take I give myself another 3 weeks and my account will be gone.
And what's going on with their backup? They're fucking with that too, right?
Yeah, they started.
How do you get out of this?
There's nothing you could do because how it works is, once you get a certain amount of videos taken down, you get like flagged. And then they start banning you for a couple of days. It goes from 3 days to 5 days to 7 days to and then eventually they just shut you down.
Are you allowed to appeal?
You can try, but
yeah,
it's good. But it's good as work as well for Trump as it did for the Jew over here. I think that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
Well,
it's all right. I have a backup, and then I have a backup. So
yeah. I'm probably going to need to make, like, eventually, because I know it's just a matter of time before I get 3 strikes on YouTube. So, because I do like 4 or 5 different shows, I'm just going to have to make a channel for every show eventually.
Let me ask you a question. How many subscribers do you have on YouTube?
Just like 54.
So how can you go live? Don't you need 1,000?
You need 1,000 to go live on a mobile device.
Okay, so you can go live on a computer?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so like if I went to like, hypothetically, if I went to DC like 6 months ago for something, I would not have been able to broadcast live on YouTube from there.
Gotcha. Now let me ask you this: if you pay the subscription for YouTube, can you go live on a mobile device?
No, you have to have the followers. I think they do that because they don't want just random people going on and blowing their fucking brains out on YouTube Live.
Oh, so if you pay for it.
Not to say that someone with 10,000 followers wouldn't do that, but I think you like really decrease the odds of something like that happening.
Right.
Because that's already happened on Facebook Live.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Facebook. That guy took a shotgun to us. Did you see that video, bro?
No, thankfully. See, like I always say,
I thought you did see that. I thought I showed it to you.
You really don't want to watch that shit.
Listen, I worked in a building, right? I do HVAC. So I'm in a building, we're doing HVAC with somebody, and I look, it's a laboratory, and I look through the window. And on the other side of the window, there's in the hallway, another room with a window. And then there's a pair of legs on a silver platter. No body, just pair of legs. And I see this. And the one guy's like, oh my God, don't let my brother see, I'll throw up. I point, I'm laughing at it. Dude, that night I had all kinds of crazy dreams about like body parts and shit because you don't think it affects you, but it does.
Yeah, your subconscious, right?
Yeah, it was crazy actually.
Wait, but what was it? Like a Halloween prop or something?
No, I was in a medical laboratory over in Parsippany, and they work on cadavers.
Oh,
And
okay.
They legit had a pair of legs, right, removed from
Oh, so it wasn't like a mock-up.
No, it was like a legit pair of legs
Jesus.
from a cadaver. And I'm sitting there laughing at it all day. Everybody's like, all freaked out over it. That night, I was all freaked out over it.
It's like the movie The Exorcist. Like
Well, I've seen some pretty fucked up shit. Like I remember the first time that the terrorists, they fucking filmed them like chopping somebody's head off.
Oh,
I was young. I was about I think 8, 9, 10, something like that.
That was probably like 2003, 2002.
Yeah, so I was about 11, 12 or whatever. And my mom's boyfriend at the time, he was able to watch it, and I watched it. I mean, it was just fucked up shit.
I'm not gonna say what the URL was, but I remember me and Steve's friend sent me the fucking URL to that.
Yeah. There was that one. There was Saddam Hussein's photo of him all bloody and dead. There was the thing
I've seen that one too.
Yeah, all those people that
And
shot
then
the heads off of the people.
When I was a kid, a buddy of mine, I don't know how he got his hands on this fucking videotape. But this videotape was like real life footage of just like it was like a compilation of just really fucked up shit, like satanic shit. Like when they would like search like houses that have been used for like fucked up shit, like blood everywhere and shit like that. For some reason, I don't know how he got this footage, but it was just a compilation of shit. And I was watching that one night. Fucked me up pretty good.
Well, I don't know if it's still on, but there used to be like a lot of like scary ass like dark web shit on YouTube, where like they would show you just enough before the video would get eligible to be pulled down,
right?
But it would be enough to like mentally like freak you out a little bit.
Yeah,
there's some really
I'm surprised.
really dark shit out there.
I really like. I know it's fucked up to say, but I kind of wanted to see that fucking video of HC that the cop saw and threw up. That was on HB's laptop.
You know
what I'm talking about, right? I don't want to say names because it'll get fucking pulled.
I know what you mean by HB, but I just didn't know what you meant by
HC. Think about it.
Oh yeah, I heard there was some bad shit on there.
Right, like the 4 cops or 6 like decorated cops seen that shit and they vomited because it was so fucked up.
Hey,
like apparently she was laughing and like
Speaking of bad motherfuckers, we have another guest.
Mr. Marlon Brown was baby.
What it is?
What it is? What it do? Oh, you sound like BB King, bro.
Welcome to Uncommon Sense, buddy.
Hope y'all doing good, bro. Y'all good?
Yes, sir.
Doing good. How are you, man?
We're just over here talking about sick motherfuckers. That's all.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the hearing today.
Hearing?
Yeah,
they had a hearing for the insurrection.
Yeah, that made me throw up too.
Oh yeah, that fucking stupid shit that they're still pushing. Jesus Christ! They don't.
You didn't hear? You didn't hear the best part of the whole day?
What?
I figured I'd bring some levity to the situation because they did to me. They made me laugh like really good. So they had a
just keep it YouTube safe.
They dang it, damn it!
Because I have 1 strike. So
I'm used to them. I already got 1 channel canceled, so you know. Well, they had a African American cop. Is that better? I was going to say the other word, but they had an African American cop up there, and he's trying his best to bring tears to his little sorry ass.
We were all trying to cry, I noticed.
So yeah, but this is what he says: in all of my years as an officer, I have never been called the N-word until that day. My ass, bro. Come on, man.
Bullshit.
Come on. You mean to tell me you're a black cop and you have never been called the N-word in uniform? At least, hey, look, if you're gonna lie, at least make it slightly believable. Like, I've been called that a few times, but never that violently. I could see that, but to say I have never been called the N-word, like,
I love how you're presenting it too. I have never been called the N-word.
Never been called in my life. How dare they?
I never stood in a field in big cotton. What are you talking about?
The audacity. In the words of the Grinch, the unmitigated gall. like, come on, bro. You gotta make it believable. And Schiff up there crying. Like, man, this is just it's a shit.
Seriously, he was crying? Yo, I
no
need
tears.
to watch this, bro.
No tears.
So I didn't watch it because I didn't have the stomach to even have it on mute when I was working.
Okay.
But I saw some of the highlights on a news show, and it was just unbelievable. They showed one cop after another cop that were, I guess they were testimonying or whatever, and they were all like fake crying. It couldn't have been any funnier.
This was Schiff.
I love watching that.
Schiff was like this the whole time. I'm trying to talk with that.
And my opinion is, if you're really that much of a fucking pussy, I don't want you protecting.
Don't be a cop.
Don't be a cop.
Take the vest off, you giant vagina. Don't carry a gun. If you're that fucking soft and you cry like a bitch, you should not be protecting people. You should be one of the protected
people.
Giant vagina.
They want me to buy that nonsense.
For real.
Sorry.
I'm a big tough guy. I carry a gun and a badge and handcuffs and a vest, but I'm gonna cry like a little girl.
The good thing is I just got kicked off my live on TikTok on my other account.
Wait, the backup account that you were on with me? Jesus, bro.
This lady came on, started talking nonsense, and I called her a whole ass dummy. So, she went and reported it, and it just went in. I got reported for what? Violent actions.
Nice.
Because you basically called her a stupid bitch?
Yes.
Yo, you're a serious extremist, bro, for real.
I am. I'm a streamist. I stream all the time. And when I'm done, then I'm an extremist.
Nice.
But
that's YouTube friendly, isn't it?
Yeah, that should fly past the AI bots.
Okay, I was gonna say the other word, but I won't.
Juice, what's up with the lightsaber over there?
Oh, that's just my lightsaber light that survived my apartment fire from my last apartment. So
Fair enough.
I always keep it as part of the background. Plus, it adds to the green screen.
I don't know if it's a lightsaber, bro.
It's sort of. I call it my lightsaber light.
It's white, right? It's white.
Yeah, I couldn't really use it in a fight against a guy that had a real weapon.
Is it on the right side of you?
It is, yeah.
And that's racist. It's a white light on the right, which means it's alt-right. So
he's right, dude.
That is racist.
He's right about that racist shit, bro.
Disgusting white power.
And I'll go one step further because my green screen is darkest exactly where the light
See?
is.
White power was what that is.
That's white light power, bro.
White light power. That's even worse.
Yeah, I know.
And he's
double,
the blue.
double
Look,
whammy.
What he's smoking is back in the blue too. He's oh gosh. I'm gonna throw up.
Yeah.
What kind of what topic were you guys talking about before I got here?
Oh, where's the echo coming from?
I don't know.
I don't really hear one.
I heard one.
Okay.
I heard one for a second.
It went away.
Yep.
It wasn't me.
So we were talking about how the Jew is getting banned on his TikTok and his backup.
Well, if Marlon's here now, I have no sense in me talking about getting banned because he's like he should get awards for the amount of time this motherfucker's been banned. I'm wondering if he's gonna get. I just get a participation award. This motherfucker's on the pedestal over there, second place.
I'm the Usain Bolt of banning, or the
For
Michael
real,
Phelps
bro.
of banning.
They just love you.
I get it all the time. That's okay. I'm used to it now. He just started a new account.
I don't have that time, bro, for that many fucking email addresses, dude.
I use the same email address.
So how do you do that? How does that work?
I don't know. They've allowed it, so I don't care.
I
They
thought
won't.
once you got banned from one email address, you got to create another one.
Hey, don't ask me. I have 6 email addresses, so
Well, maybe
I have.
that's why they keep banning you, because they know you keep coming
I
from the
had
same
8
fucking
accounts.
email address, pal.
Well, but they allow me to get pretty big before they do it. I mean, right now I'm at like. Let me verify how. So I started yesterday at 4K. I'm at 6.2 right now. So I'll be at 10K before the end of the week. So
Yeah, and then you'll get banned again.
I don't see what the book is. Oh, from the southern.
So, so do you typically just make videos where you just tell the truth about what's going on with like
Yes.
politics and stuff? And
Yes.
Yeah, and then what happens is he'll make a video, and the same thing happens with me. People comment, and then you find the fucking stupid comments, and you're like, okay, I'm not just gonna fucking ignore this because it's so stupid and fucking astronomical that you're like, I gotta share this with other people because the amount of stupidity in this comment is just ridiculous. And then you shut them up
And
and
that's
you make
it.
them look stupid, and then they get their feelings all in a fucking bunch, and then they're like, report for bullying and harassment. He hurt my feelings.
Yep.
And that's what happens.
That's pretty damn accurate right there.
Yeah, I mean, listen. At the same time, it's pretty wrong of the people what they did, what they called the cop, right? It's strictly plain old bigotry, and it was cool.
I don't mind. I don't mind getting. I don't mind upsetting people. I really don't. But yeah, because I'm not lying to them. There
Exactly.
is, look, there is such a thing as truth, right? We all know that. It's not a version of truth. There is a truth, right? The same way there is stupid. There's not a version of stupid. There's actually a legit line of stupid that most people just decide to go and gravitate to, and I gotta call it out.
Yep, same here.
And
I
if
say
it
this
hurts,
all
that
the
means
time.
it's true.
I say this all the time. My account consists of me pointing out stupidity. That's it. That's all I do.
That's all it is.
And I don't fucking beat around the bush and tiptoe around people's fucking feelings.
No
Right.
tulips around
You
here.
never do. None of us do.
Yeah,
and
no-
it just so happens most of the stupidity lies with one side right now.
Right. And people who are stupid also get their feelings fucking hurt over some dumb shit. Because
Ain't
if
that
people were
true?
smart, they would say, what the fuck? Why am I going to get my fucking feelings hurt over some nonsense? Like,
I can
you
just
know,
close the app.
people with intelligence, okay, don't get their feelings hurt because it's a choice to get your feelings hurt. I choose
Oh, that
not to
hurts.
fucking do it.
That hurts. My feeling just got hurt. That one that I have,
Dude, I'm sorry. Actually,
it was Russian roulette. It had to show up at some point, and you hit it right when it
Unfortunately-
was showing up. You know,
unfortunately, my field of fucks has stopped growing,
it's run
and
its
I've given
dry.
the last fuck away, and I don't have any more.
I think this would be the most appropriate time for this, and I apologize in advance, but I'm going to do it. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Yes, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
I'm ready.
I
have
can't
to.
wait.
I have to. Okay. Just give me a second. Let me make sure I get this right. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Hold on a second. I think it's coming up here. Really? You guys can still see me? Am I moving or am I stuck?
You're
stuck.
frozen right now.
You're stuck, my man.
Because I pressed share screen.
Over that.
I don't know if you can, bro. You're a guest.
Oh, I can. Oh.
He knows this game.
Oh,
I don't listen.
can
I
indeed.
don't know shit, man. I ain't technical.
All right, yeah, there it is. I just have to add it.
Yes. Now this is for all of you. To TikTok and to everyone else.
Oh, I fucking love this shit.
This isn't a copyright strike, is it?
Don't think so.
You're on mute, bro.
What do you need sound, Juice?
There's no sound.
No.
Let's do this. Let's do this.
When you play a video, it usually auto mutes the people.
No, what I didn't do was press share audio. And you can talk over it just fine. There we go. Now it should play better.
Now it can play a little better. Rightio.
Now you can hear, right?
Yeah.
I tried, and I tried even more. I cried, and I can't recall what for. I pressed, I pushed, I yelled, and begged their hopes of some success. But the inevitable fact is that it never will impress. I've no more fucks to give. My fucks have run dry. I tried to go fuck shopping, but there's no fucks left to buy. I've no more fucks to give. The more fucks I've tried to get. I'm over my fuck budget and I'm now in fucking debt.
That's us. That is the conservative.
I strive to get everything done. I played by all the rules, but I very rarely won. I've smiled, I've charmed, I would have laughed, alas, to no avail. I'd run round like a moron to unequivocally fail. I've no more fucks to give. My fuck fuse has just blown. I've been hunting for my fucks all day, but they've upped and fucked off home. I've no more fucks to give. My fuck rations are depleted. I've rallied my fuck army, but it's been fucking defeated. The effort has just not been worth the time or the expense.
Have no fucks to give.
Give all my energy for minimal
Recompense.
The complete and acknowledgement has now begun to go, and I've come to realize that I don't give a fuck.
Hey, what's up, Wyso? How you doing?
My fucks are blown away. My fucks are now so fucked up they refuse to fucking stay. I've no more fucks to give. My fucks have gone insane. They've come back round and passed me while they're fucking off again. I've no more fucks to give. My fucks have all dissolved. I planned many projects,
We don't have an
but my fucks
audience
won't
like
be
that.
involved. I've no more fucks to give. My fucks have all been spent. They fucked off from the building and I don't know
Where
where
they
they
went.
went. I've no more fucks to give.
That's me.
I've no more fucks to give. I've no more fucks. I've no more fucks. I've no more fucks to give.
Yo, Marlon, you find that audio and do it. I'll join you, bro. I'll do it.
Oh my goodness, bro.
This has been what? How many shows have we done, Juice? 30,
Of
40?
this, like 23.
23. Okay.
Really?
So out of 23 of these, this so far has been the best show that we've ever done simply because of that song.
That's it. We have had enough of this, and I have no more left to give, bro. None.
That's it. I'm
Zero.
done.
Well, I think the best episodes are where we kind of veer away from the politics and we get into some other shit because we have other shit we could talk about. You know, it doesn't have to be all political.
It has to be all political.
Well, let's talk about you. Let's talk about our boy Jake Angeli, the guy with the horns and the face paint from the Capitol riots.
Oh, the Viking, Mr. Q
Yeah,
Viking.
the Viking, right?
The guy that's still in solitary confinement.
Yeah, well, so they're gonna have to release him and change it because he's unfit to stand trial because he's riddled with mental illness. Just in case anybody found that as a surprise. Just in case anybody found that as a surprise.
Right. Solitary confinement for that long will fuck anybody.
Whoa. So hold on. Let me see. Okay. So Trump supporters are insane because they've called us that before, right? We're insane, but we're too insane to stand trial. So shouldn't that be our defense? I'm as insane as Captain Insano there. The shaman is just like me. You can't put me on trial. I'm just as crazy.
Right. So that's is that what it is?
I think that should be our default position.
But you know what's gonna happen then, right? They're gonna put us in re-educational camps because they were all fucking crazy.
But I'm too crazy to learn at that point. My brain is so
nothing
far
will help,
gone.
huh?
Yeah.
Nothing
Yeah.
will do it.
If you put me away somewhere, like say you give me a state and just leave us all there,
Oh, I'm cool with that.
you know.
Well, they exist. There's Florida, there's Arizona. There's a couple
Just
of them.
then give us two. Give us two. Just dedicate Florida and Texas to just Republicans.
Well, yeah, you
and
had
just
Texas
conservatives.
until Austin is now fucked up Texas.
Well,
And
we
they're
can we can
saying-
cut that out though. We can nuke that and be
Yeah,
okay.
you got to nuke Austin because
Yeah.
they're saying as of right now, Austin by the next election is going to swing the entire state of Texas to the wrong color because of the Californians that are just invading.
Well, we should also cut
Democracies.
California off and slice that bitch out and make it an island. We don't need that shit.
What, add it to Hawaii?
Well, I don't know.
So I've been asking this question to a lot of my friends and
Five.
never got a real answer. Why is Hawaii a state and not like a territory like Puerto Rico?
Why?
Yeah. Like what like to me Hawaii shouldn't have people because they're so far, they shouldn't have people coming to DC and making decisions for like the continental
Babe,
United States. You know what I mean? Like these shouldn't how did they get elected representatives into DC? It makes no sense to me.
In 1898, a wave of nationalism was called by the Spanish-American War. Because of this, McKinley annexed Hawaii from the United States, and then it took 60 years from that time for Hawaii to become a territory until it was declared a state in 1959.
Okay, so it was a territory.
It was a territory.
Way
for
more
60
sense to
years.
me.
Right, for 60 years, and then they declared it a state in 59.
So that they should do the same with Guam then,
It's probably only a matter of time.
and Puerto Rico,
Yeah, it's only a matter of time.
and they'll both be Democrat.
Well, yeah, that's the fucking problem.
I guarantee you money that's what they'll end up being is Democrat.
But if you think about how far Hawaii is away from us, why should people that far away from us be making laws that affect us? Like that's like the opposite of what the framers like had in mind.
No, not really.
No, the United States, bro.
It's only separated by Canada. I mean, it's not that
What,
big.
Hawaii?
You know, and
No, there's like a 9-hour like
yeah, and a little bit of water,
a little bit of
and
water.
and
Just a little
some,
bit.
you know, and a little bit of some dirt. That it's not that far away.
Sand.
You can see it from Russia. And
Have you been to Hawaii, Juice?
hold on, I'm going on my liberal explanation here. It has to make as little sense as possible. And if you go to England, you can see it. You know, it's right there. And Hawaii has two eyes, which means that it's twice as independent. So I mean, logically,
Listen, if you've been to Hawaii before, it's made up of multiple different islands, and the big island, which is where the volcano is. That if you read about the volcano that's always erupting, that's the coolest island there.
Maui.
You literally drive around, and it takes about 8 hours to drive all the way around the island, and you legitimately go from the desert, right, and then you go up into the mountains, into the rainforest, into the volcano, and back down around again. And it's the best island there is in Hawaii, right? Because it has all the different altitudes and everything. The scene from Lost was filmed there, where like the one side is all the rainforest. It's really the coolest island.
So should we leave dead people there?
I don't know, man. I would totally live on that island though. That was definitely a cool one.
I've been on islands before. I don't necessarily like them.
Maui was more like the beach town, right? And then there's the Honolulu, which was like little Japan, right?
Honolulu.
It was hard.
Honolulu.
I went there to the Pearl Harbor Memorial, and I couldn't get on the Pearl Harbor Memorial because the Japanese were waiting online because we bombed them.
What about Kamanawanalea? That's a great place too.
Come on, I want to lay you.
Kamalato?
That's Kamala.
That's Kamalato, bro.
Come on, I want to lay you.
Kamalawanalea.
I went there on my honeymoon. It was a once-in-a-lifetime thing because if you're on the East Coast, you don't go to Hawaii. You go once. It's for people in the Pacific to go.
I
to.
think Hawaii has always been blue, right? Is that the case? It's always been blue.
I mean, I don't know. It's always been blue. It could have
Since
been
its conception.
it could have been red like in the 50s, like I mean, California was red up until the 90s, believe it or not.
And it was also prosperous until
Yeah, right.
Yeah, people wanted to live there at some
it used
point.
to be
Well, look
California
at Michigan.
love.
Michigan, that used to be right a normal state with all jobs and workers and everything.
Michigan still is red. Is still red.
It's probably really.
Yes.
What
Yes.
makes you say that?
Because I saw the map of the internal cities, and then I saw the larger place where it went blue, and how suddenly it went blue. It's red.
Right.
Wisconsin,
well,
red.
you could almost say the same thing about Jersey. Like if you look at the land,
It is red.
most of the land is fucking red, but the problem is the parts that are blue
Population density, yes.
fuck it up for the whole.
most
It's
of
just like where I'm at, right? Where I'm at is Washington State, right? And we have a county called King County. And that's where all the liberals live, and it's the largest county in the state.
It's that where Seattle is. I'm
Yes,
imagining
on that side, the wet side of the mountain. The
Listen.
side that we don't ever like to own up to because they're all asses over there.
Listen,
But on
I
that
gotta
side,
ask you.
on that side, they control everything. I'll tell you how bad it is. We had something on our voting list for $30 tabs. It passed, right?
What's
We
the
voted unanimously
$30
for car
tab?
tabs, for car tabs.
What's
Right?
it-
You
what-
own
what-
a flat $30. That's all you pay for your car tabs. That's it. Every car, every type, $30. That's it.
but what
For
is
what? Like a registration?
Registration. Yeah, your registration tabs, right?
so? Like why do people vote to spend more money?
But that's less because normally you pay sometimes $90 to $100 depending on the car. So
Okay.
30 flat was like you don't
Hell
gotta,
yeah,
you
that's
don't gotta
a
worry,
win.
right? King County decided no, we're not gonna get enough money out of that, so we need to undo a already duly elected on bill, and they had enough power to undo it, just like that. And because Inslee, the asshat, is already a Democratic guy, his now we're looking into this ourselves to see whether or not it was even lawful.
What does your state legislator look like?
An idiot.
It's no, but I mean, is it like balanced?
No, it's not. But nothing's balanced in Washington State. No,
Because I would imagine you guys would have more red counties,
we have a lot of
overall.
red counties, but
but these still vote in idiots,
the
huh?
populace is heavily done on
Yeah.
the wet side. They have a mass amounts of people over there, and they're all freaking liberal.
Yeah.
They're starting to get the picture now because of how stupid the governor is. But places like like Michigan, like Wisconsin, New Jersey, that we think are all blue, I think in terms of the actual feel for what people want, it is not blue.
Well, our state legislator is super majority Democrat, which is a huge problem. So that means even if we get like a Republican governor, they're not really a Republican. They're like a Kentucky Democrat. You know
That's
what I
right.
mean?
Listen, here's the problem. I can tell you with the sheeple out there in Washington State, right? So I went out there a couple years ago, right? I went out there for a business, and I went to Snoqualmie Falls. I did the whole thing while I was out there, right? I went to the casino. I won a ton of money. I had a grand old time. But I get off at the airport. From the airport, I get my rent-a-car, and I get on my highway heading to where I had to go. And all of a sudden, there's nobody in the left lane. So I'm driving on the highway for like 40 minutes, doing like 85, 90 miles an hour. Everybody's in the right three lanes. Nobody's in the left lane on the highway. And I'm like, this is unheard of. In Jersey, everybody stays in the left lane. So I get to my, it goes 25 miles an hour. Drew knows what I'm talking about when he was in New York. Same thing. So I go to class and I'm asking the teacher and the people that work there, I'm like, so is there like speed cameras or something? Why is nobody in the left lane going like 85 miles an hour? Why is everybody in the right couple lanes? And he looks at me dead in the face and he goes, well, that's how people drive out here. I guess you're a Yankee from New York.
What?
That's exactly what it was. That's the stereotype.
Yeah. You don't want to live over here. I'm telling you that much.
They're all liberals.
It's
The whole
disgusting over here.
The whole seaboard needs to just get chopped off and move one.
Can we
state
do some
over.
trimming? Just all the edges.
Yeah. But if you really look at the entire country, the entire country map, right? There's
Oh, it's
more-
red all day long.
Yeah, it's red all day long. All the counties, right? the majority of the land is red.
When you
It's-
look at the colors, you say to yourself, "There's no fucking way. There's
Joe Biden
no
won.
way
He
that
won.
they voted blue. There's
He
no way."
won.
but
Joe
it's
Biden
all
won.
the inner city.
I know.
It across every large
And
city.
that's why they're trying to build these big condos and shit in these like rural areas. So they're trying to get even the rural areas more populated with fucking Democrats and people on Section 8 and food stamps and shit, so that they could change those votes too.
They're looking to make the country dumber,
Mhm.
higher, more under the influence of shit, dumbing down the society. And pretty soon, if you ever watched the movie Idiocracy,
It's that already.
Al My Balls is going to be the most #1 rated show on TV.
I hope everybody uses DuckDuckGo, by the way.
I do. I do.
I'm going to look up USA map by county. It's only 2016 comes up a lot, but that's fine. We'll use 2016. It's only 5 years ago.
18 years ago. That's liberal math. That's 600,000 died.
So I like we'll use this as an example.
Yeah, exactly. That's the
And
point.
this is from the New York Times, dude.
Yeah, they're legitimate that more land mass is red, less land mass is blue, but you have more people in the blue area, which changes the whole country. Even with the electoral votes, it still doesn't work.
Hold on, let me get back to that.
And this is the point of Austin. That's going to flip Texas. Austin flipping Texas, bro. We're done.
If what?
Austin flipping Texas.
I don't think Austin's big enough to flip Texas.
It's getting there.
Shit, I removed myself by act. I don't think. I think that's all myth. Honestly, I don't believe that.
All math.
Yeah.
It's all math.
Have you
2
seen-
plus 2
Listen,
equals 9.
have you
I don't
seen-
think. I think Austin only has a little bit longer to be blue. It won't be blue much longer. I think after this year and how poorly things have gone everywhere, if 2022 does not yield a different election result in the primaries and these little local elections, I don't know what I think then America is done. That's my
Well,
thought.
Listen, you're done because I got too many people that I know live in Austin. So I'll put a $5 wager that I really want to be wrong on and pay you the $5, right?
Yeah, I could use, but I'll count that as my reparation money. And you could say that you did your good deed for the day and paid the reparations.
There you go.
Listen, you find
I
me.
paid one of them Negroes back.
You find me after the next election.
I had me
Right or
one
wrong.
time. He was on my show, and I paid
But
him
I
some
paid
good
him
money.
reparations, so now he is no longer mine. He is a free man.
By the
I
way,
paid
how
him
do you
good
even
money.
calculate that?
Calculate what?
Like, what's the reparation calculation?
So you can't, but that their attempt is they're going to try and figure out what a mule and 40 acres would be today.
And 40 acres? Damn, that's a lot of fucking money. Shit.
Okay, but the problem is black people ain't gonna move to 40 acres. What they gonna do on 40 acres? Like honestly, if you take people from
very
Chicago,
big barbecues.
let's be honest about this. How many people in the south side of Chicago gonna know what to do with 40 acres of land, of just bare land?
Well, they don't need to know. They don't know what to do with the 100 by 100 lot that they haven't paid on in the past 5 years.
And that's not
because
being
there's no
racist.
work.
That's being honest. You're a city folk. You ain't gonna do nothing with 40 acres. So say you just give them the price, right? So if I'm gonna say 40 acres back then, and you count for inflation now, and you give them the highest end cost where they live, so you're looking at what, maybe 800,000 for 40 acres, maybe $1 million at the most. You give every black person in America $1 million. You think that's gonna be enough? No, you can't. So what you're gonna have to do is go based on what their feeling is. And there's no way you can pay it.
But let me ask you a question.
Newports.
When they ratified slavery, right? It was 1895.
Uh-huh.
Now I understand that there was people living still as slaves, partially by choice, partially because they had no other place to go. right? So they stayed in it until the 60s, 70s, even, right?
Mhm.
But that's unfortunately, I don't know how do you figure
You
if
can't quantify it. You can't.
can't-
It's not
Hold on. So
possible.
what are you saying? You're saying that that they're not going to be happy with $800,000 a piece?
No, no, of
Oh,
course not,
come on.
bro. Look, I'm telling you right now, that will not appease anybody.
but there's nobody alive today that was owned as
Doesn't
a
matter.
slave.
Doesn't matter. They're not basing it on actual suffrage. They're basing it on feeling of suffrage. If I feel that my ancestors went through something that I myself am hurting from because I'm so underprivileged, you got to pay me enough to do that. So, say for instance, the government decides to give each Black American $2 million each.
Jesus.
Here's a problem with what that entails. Okay, so you give them $2 million each. What they're gonna ask for next is because you can't sustain $2 million, and they spend all that $2 million on one car, which most of them probably will. When they come back and say, "Well, we're out of money now, we're still broke, and the country is still experiencing poverty in Black predominant areas," what do you think they're gonna go to the government and say? It wasn't enough. You think they're gonna come and say, "Thank you, but we squandered it"? You think they're gonna fess up to that? Come on, man. This is just gonna cascade into something more. It's just an advanced form of welfare. It's all it is. It's like welfare on steroids.
Right.
I already gave you welfare. You know what else I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give you reparations. What's that gonna do? Nothing, but it's money in hand, hard cash. What are you gonna do with it? You're not gonna teach them how to manage money. You're not gonna teach them how to invest. You're just handing them cash. And these are people who have been impoverished. Say they're broke. I've been broke. I can say that. You give them money, and they have no concept of what to do with money except to spend it. And when they've spent it all, and they're still in the same situation they were in a month ago, who's there? Who are they going to blame? It wasn't enough. You knew this was going to happen. Then they're going to come with all kinds of crap and say, "Well, it wasn't enough money. We need more."
That was
money."
their stimulus check, wasn't it?
That was exactly what they said. It is in essence, all it is an advanced form of welfare. But it's so glamorized that they will really see it as something positive.
Right.
And that's exactly how the Democrat Party is pushing it. This is because we really screwed up as a country. They won't say as themselves, they'll say as a country. This is also part of them not owning up to the crap that they did, but they won't own up to it because they still want to do it. It's not a past phase that they're in. The Democrats are always going to be that way. They're always bigots. They're always racist. They're all disgusting.
Am I the only person in here that actually hates both parties?
I hate the current Republican Party. Yes, of course, because they're both responsible for things. I look at people
Right.
that have gone, and I've watched all of them and their incomes. I think there are maybe only 4 senators that are Republican that still have the same money that they start off with, maybe a little bit more of a few investments. The rest of them have increased by millions.
Right. How does that happen?
Millions.
I told you how it happens. It's the same thing I always
man.
say. They
Poor.
come in with good intentions. They get sucked in by the cesspool of shit, and they just become part of the toilet. It's that simple.
Yeah, it's
Simple.
all about the money, and that's the
It's
reason
all it
why-
is. Everybody, listen. I'm sure many of them go in with like, I want to do something. I want to change. But as soon as you get sucked in by all that money in your face, you just get fucked. Okay, no problem. You want me to do this? No problem. You keep putting millions in my fucking bank account. Sure, no thank. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just the way it is. Money is the root of all fucking evil, and it causes people to do all kinds of shit.
Outside of the bribery, you also have the blackmail side of it. You screw up, and this is the big thing. You screw up once in your life, guarantee you people are going to find out what that one screw up was and exploit it to you.
Sure.
You have 2 choices going into this thing. Understand that you have a dark past, or you have something that people will find, and
Right.
be okay with it. Now, if you're okay with it, they can't exploit it.
That's right.
Right.
I got tons of shit that when I'm running for mayor this next year here, when I know they're gonna find, and you know what I'm gonna tell them? And what's your point?
You went on the fucking Juice Giorgio network one time.
Like you want that, and okay, have it. That's what I did. Your point? Well,
Right.
I don't get how that affects me right now. And you could go ahead and print it. I don't care if you print it. You could even print that I don't care that you print it. Have at it. Enjoy yourself. In fact, I will make sure that when you do it, I will make a podcast about the fact that you printed it. I will make sure I 8-mile this shit. I will make sure that I will take all your arsenal away from you. By the time you get to where you're going, they'll be like, well, we already knew. Try it again. Try something else. But they won't do that because they're afraid of their image. I'm not afraid of my image. You can literally call me anything the hell you want. I don't give a damn. I have that song. I have zero left to give. I don't care. You can call me any name you want. You can call me late for supper. I really don't care. And I think a lot of the Republicans, they have too much pride, and it gets in the way, and they want too much, and they forget helping. They don't want to help anymore. They have to keep what they have, and in order to keep what they have, they have to push what other people are telling them to push.
I think the Republicans in D.C. do just enough to stay in power.
They say enough. They say enough to stay in power. I don't think they do enough.
But listen,
Well, they do far from enough. But whatever it is that they do that keeps them there, if you want to call it lip service, right? But they really don't get anything fucking done.
No.
Look what happened in 2016 when they had fucking both chambers of Congress and the fucking White House, and they did absolutely nothing with it.
that's right.
Because Mitch McConnell's a fucking chump, and Paul Ryan's a fucking chump.
Well, Ryan had all kinds of entanglements. Now let's just get it straight. Between him and Romney, I don't know which one's worse. I honestly don't know which one's worse.
I would say Paul Ryan because he was the fucking Speaker of the House, and he had a 2-year window to ram down whatever the fuck Trump wanted to do.
But he didn't want what Trump wanted because what Trump wanted took away his money.
Right, and that's why he's a scumbag.
Yeah.
And this is the point. This is why everybody hates both parties that actually understands that Trump wasn't a typical politician. Trump was a businessman. He ran the country like a business, and he didn't care what collateral damage there was. And that's unfortunately why he's not in the White House right now.
No, that's not unfortunately why he's not in the White House. We know why he's not.
We
in
know
the White
why
House.
he's not. We just can't talk about it.
I know you can't say it, but I'm saying we know why. Here's the problem. Trump is the only president, and this is demonstrably right, to go in and come out broker than he went in.
Right, exactly. And that proves a point to what I'm saying. That proves, he's the only man that went into that White House, okay, and left with less money. Only person. You look at every single president in history, they have left with fucking quadrupling their net worth. He's the only man that went in with a certain amount and came out with less. That proves a point to me. That's simple.
Oh, you guys are just fucking Trump dick suckers.
That's okay. It's a
That's
good
fine.
one.
I got Cheeto. Listen, I don't care. I got
Okay.
Cheeto dust on my chin. I don't give a shit.
But what about? So first off, what about Reagan? Because he was an actor, right?
No.
prior to going in.
Reagan for his first administration was fine. By the end of his second one,
Yeah.
all of that went out the window.
Yeah.
Look, I did a breakdown of not just him, but both Bushes as well. Okay, because you remember Bush came right in, right?
Yeah.
The first Bush was and I will say this over and over, he is the only and main reason that we are behind China right now. He made all kinds of deals with foreign land that America had territories on and made deals to sell those to China. You want to know how China managed to get land in South America, in Africa, and in Canada was because of the trade deals that Bush made while he was in power with China. He made all kinds of embargoes on certain territories that China wanted so that he depleted them of their money. China could go in and say, hey, we'll bail you out. The instant they went to bail that people out, they purchased that land. They can now go to the southern territories. They can go to South America and make their way all the way into America with no problem. If China wanted to invade American mainland right now, they wouldn't come with an army. They wouldn't have to.
Well, they've
All
already
they would
done
have
it.
to do-
They've already done it with Hollywood.
Well, besides that, I mean literally a takeover. All they would have to do is collect. All they would have to do is issue a debt collection, and America is gone.
But you have to pay, and we don't have to pay. It's
You
just
don't,
like
and that's the
anybody
problem.
else.
If you don't pay, you are now theirs. If they decide to collect on debt and you're not paying it, they, by all legal UN rights now, can take over America.
Right, but let me ask you a question. So imagine you don't pay your house, right?
Mhm.
You don't pay your house. They foreclose on it, but now there's been a law that they can't foreclose on it for the past 2 years, right? But all they got to do is pass a law saying, man, the debt to China isn't valid, right? China will try to go to war with us.
Who would do that though? If
Who?
they're all in debt to China, they won't do that. Imagine what China's going to do to your personal life if I know you're a congressman or a senator and you decide to push a bill forward and I know you owe me that says, hey, we ain't paying China. You dead right on the spot. You're going to get Clinton.
You're gonna get Clinton.
Yeah.
That's
You're
great.
going to get Clinton.
Suicide.
Yeah.
You're gonna
That's
get
a great verb.
suicided.
It is just that simple. Look, if you don't
Fair
believe
point.
me,
Fair
if
point.
you don't believe me, look at the state of Africa and look who has control over all the natural resources. It's not Africa. It's not any country in Africa. 90% of the countries in Africa are owned by China right now. 80% of the Caribbean is owned by China right now. Almost half of South America is owned by China right now.
That echo is serious.
I can't hear it on my end.
It is insane how much territory China
wonder.
has control over in the world. They
Yeah,
have
I know.
slipped in to have, and I mean everything from resources, natural resources, to buildings, to farmland, and governments. Like in just Trinidad, my country alone in Trinidad, they have gone in and bought up all the bauxite, the aluminum, the oil, and the pitch. They now own our natural pitch lake. China owns our natural pitch lake. The government of Trinidad sold China our natural pitch
Jesus.
Wow.
because they get a kickback from China. And they
Right.
live in the lap of luxury. And now every lockdown that happened here, it's tenfold back home. They have gunmen outside your door if you decide to step out after 10 o'clock.
Is that
because
because
of COVID
China
curfew.
is essentially running their government?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. And
Wow.
that's hidden from normal news. Nobody's going to talk about it anywhere.
Right.
You know for sure CNN and MSNBC ain't going to cover that because the instant they cover that, they're going against their kingpins. Fox
Right.
is not any different. They're just as bad.
Mhm.
I'm no
Oh,
Fox
yeah.
fan.
You
I
might
respect
have you might have Tucker Carlson on there, but even Tucker's still got chains on him.
No, we all realize that Fox
You know?
News is
And so
puppet
when
news
you try to
network.
get real news, you're not. I don't get my news from the news. I get the news from the ground. I got people in Africa. I got people, and in just about every country in Africa. Don't people think I just think Africa is one big fucking country? It's not. I know that. I'm not stupid. I have people in countries in Africa, and I have people in the Caribbean. Okay, I know for a fact what I'm talking about is genuinely happening, and people cannot say it in the public news. You can't do it. And if you do, it's because you have no control. China has no control over you, but it's only so much long before the bigger conglomerate shuts you down.
Right.
I mean, how are they able to do what they did to Gab and Parler? Think about that for a minute. You are a private entity doing your own thing. You just decide to be different than Twitter and Facebook. And the instant you show up, credit card companies don't back you no more. You can't have
AWS.
any funding. You can't have any platforming. You have to have your own servers in a different like, come on, bro. Come on. There's more. When I say this country is corrupt to the core, it is corrupt to the core. I'm not
absolutely.
I'm not a
without doubt.
Republican because of the Republicans in power. I'm a Republican because the Republican Party itself as a platform is closer identified to what I believe. That's
Yep.
the only thing I have to identify with right now.
I came into this as a identifying as a libertarian, and then when I realized that they're just never going to get anything done as a party, I made the switch to Republican.
But the thing is, if you're a libertarian, the truth of the matter is you're closer to what the ideal of America actually is.
Right. Small government. You're about small government, fiscal
Right.
responsibility, live and let live is probably the most important thing. Individual liberties, sovereignty. That's what I think libertarianism stands for. And I think it's been bastardized by a lot of the mainstream people in the party that are just like, oh, legalize weed. It's about legalizing weed, and it's about letting people through the border and that kind of stuff. And
Look,
that's
Can you imagine?
that's
how
not the
little-
party that I identified with 10 years ago when I started paying attention.
Can you imagine how low crime would be if you just let people kill whoever broke into their house?
Hell yeah.
Like honestly, if you know for a fact that the government ain't gonna step in on somebody that's you broke into my house and you don't have no protections of a judge. The only judge is me and this shotgun if you walk through
Mhm.
my door. I guarantee you money, less people are going to break into houses.
Yeah, like
thing-
it was like the Wild West. If
Just-
somebody broke in
It's
your
no
house,
different like marriage. Government shouldn't have any say in marriage at all.
Right,
I shouldn't
exactly.
need a certificate from any government official.
And that's why
Between
I
me and
hate
God.
I hate when they try to conflate, oh, you're a Republican, you're against gay marriage. No, I'm against the government being involved in gay marriage and having a say in it.
And making me accept it. I don't have to accept it. If I hate it, I don't have to accept it.
Yeah,
Right.
but
You
you
don't
get
get
certain
to
tax
force me.
breaks.
You don't
When
get
you
to
get
force me.
Right, but when you get married, you have different tax breaks and tax brackets.
That's
It's actually a
bribery.
benefit.
That's bribery. It's what that is.
Fair enough.
That is what you call extortion. No, it is. I have to have a certificate through the government to prove that I'm married. That certificate turns into money. Now I have an incentive to the next people that saw that to get that certificate and have the government say what I can and can't do for my marriage. That's bribery and it's extortion. If
Well,
I
the whole-
want to get married before God or don't get said, yeah, you're married. I talked to God about that. That's between me and him. Government don't have to pay me money or give me some kickback because I signed a paper that says, yo, hey, yeah, I'm married now.
Yeah,
Because
but
you
so
say I'm
tax,
married.
income tax, sales tax.
We shouldn't
anything
even
around
have income tax. Don't you
is
get me started on
extortion.
income tax. Income tax is bullshit and a half.
Yeah,
It's what you call
extortion from the
barter.
start.
I give you work, you give me money. Government ain't got shit to do with that.
What
Well-
does it come out to? The average person works like 2 days a week for the government.
Pretty much. It's free labor.
It-
But they
it's-
shouldn't be
it's
touching that money.
30% juice. 30,
What they should be taxing, if anything, of what I remember of what the actual original law is, what they can tax is what investments and savings. They can tax those. Income, you don't get to tax that. You don't get to tax that. That is exchange. I have given you a certain amount of hours of my life, and in exchange, I've told you what I want back in money. You give it to
Right.
me.
Well, now the liberals want to tax whatever your net worth is every year. So
Because
say
I-
like you own a bunch of assets
Mhm.
that costs like, say you own like a couple nice cars and a house, and that all the assets combined is worth like 1.1 million. You're not making $1 million a year. You're making whatever a year, but you have assets that add up to that. They
Right.
want to tax you on a yearly basis on those assets.
It's the same idiots that say that Jeff Bezos has $3 billion or $300 billion, and he should be giving that to people. It's not $300 billion in actual cash the man has. You
Right.
can't say that he should be given that. He doesn't have $300 billion in cash. It's assets, investments, all sorts of things that is tied up in. He may even have maybe like 400 million in a bank somewhere at most. He's not going to be keeping around $300 billion just sitting there.
Right.
It's not going to happen. So you can't just say, I'm going to tax this guy or I want him to divvy up his cash. If he did that, everybody could eat. That's nonsense. Then Amazon goes away. Just get rid of Amazon.
Hey, shout out to Danielle Weaver. Is she one of your
Yeah,
friends?
she's one of my homies.
All right, Danielle. Thanks for watching Uncommon Sense.
You're better off killing someone, Yeah, I talked to look.
Hell
I
yeah.
install security systems, right?
I don't see the comments right away. She wrote that a few minutes ago.
Yeah, I don't care. I used to install home security systems, right? And I went to this old lady's house one time. She's in her 70s, right? And she had this sign on her door. And the sign says, if you break into my house, I'm shooting you on sight. And if you try to crawl away, I'm dragging you inside my house and killing you. Because you can't say that you're in danger if you're on my lawn and you're shot. I'm
Right.
dragging you back inside and finishing the job and telling people he was in my house. That's how
Listen
she
to
thought.
this. In New Jersey, you don't have the right to self-defense. Okay? If you own a gun and somebody breaks into your house, you need to make sure that they're dead inside your house. If they make it outside, you'll be charged with murder.
Tell me why
You
that
have
is.
to do it
See if you can
in
tell me
your
why.
house and prove it.
Tell me why. Why
This
do you
is
think they
the
passed that law?
This is the corrupt laws in the People's Republic of New
Well,
Jersey.
you don't want us to even have guns at all in this state.
No.
That's why, right there. That is why an unarmed populace is a controllable populace.
Right.
Yes.
and they've watched it. They've watched it happen. And
They passed all sorts of crazy laws to de-incentivize people from even trying to get a gun license. Never mind buying gun. And then what they'll do is say you buy like a certain type of gun, like I'll just say AR-15 as an example. After you buy that gun, like 5 years later, they might retroactively make a law that makes the gun that you bought legally now illegal 5 years later.
Right.
So first of all, since the what do you call it, the assault weapon ban of '96 with Clinton, in New Jersey, AR-15s are banned by name. You could only have rifles with similar appearance under a different name in New Jersey. And that, yes, you are correct. They've banned magazines that are anything over 10 rounds, right, is now illegal. So you were a legal gun owner, which now you are an illegal gun owner overnight.
And now you're a criminal.
You're a criminal overnight.
Now, what stats of people normally have that type of arsenal? What type of people?
Like how many? But like what's the percentage of people in the state?
Conservatives. Conservatives are the ones that normally have that kind of ammo and that kind of arming.
You know what I noticed too?
It is targeted.
You know what I noticed too? I have a couple liberal friends that don't necessarily acquire guns the legal way. But isn't it funny that they're so against guns and gun rights?
Yeah.
But they just get them however the fuck they want.
It's no different than drugs, man. It's no different than drugs. They like big pharma, but they go and get their drugs off the guy on the street. You know,
$1,500. You could just go to the nearest inner city and pick up a gun.
Oh, less than that.
So listen, and this is big because I was going into this before my. Now, I'll not say it. I will not say it, but I will say it without saying it. If you want information about that particular word that you use, that what you call it, mark thing,
the jab,
the permanent marker, okay.
The Fauci ouchie.
They are actively investigating whether or not they can use something called the luciferase tag.
What? Get the fuck out of here!
I'm not joking. I looked into it, and it sure enough is a thing. So luciferase is a implant that they would normally put either on the forehead or on the back of the hand, and it glows. Luciferase meaning it's light bearer kind of thing, and
right. Not the devil or the mark of the beast.
So it's these little.
But that's just a total coincidence that it's called.
Right.
That's it. So it's a patch that it just presses in, just like the vaccine thing. It puts on, and they can load it with whatever they need to load it. What your information, your data, your personal information, and the vaccine all in one.
Wait,
but what they can do is when
you didn't mean to say vaccine. You meant to say medication.
Yeah, medication. The drugs. The marijuana.
We never said vaccine.
Yeah, the marijuana.
Well, just stop saying it then.
The Maxine Waters. We'll say the Maxine Waters.
There you go.
When you try to put the Maxine Waters on you,
just to clarify,
because it's really ugly and it's pointless. The Maxine Waters, when they put it on you, they can use an infrared light to check and see if you have the Maxine Waters on you. I watched and I investigated. I did a whole podcast about it. You know what happened to it?
Kaput.
Struck. Bam.
Kaput.
Like the very next day, I got a strike on it for false and misleading information.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, but I'm showing you actual documentation and giving you actual paperwork that says this is legit, but it was false information. So that's not a far off thing. It's coming. The same way I told people that the Maxine passport is coming. And it is coming. The Maxine passport is coming. You're going to need Maxine to get anywhere.
Well, hopefully not in Florida.
I'm telling you, bro.
Oh, no, they'll make it there too.
It's going to happen real soon. Because, I mean, honestly, when they start trying to force people, it's going to be a problem.
So you think even in Florida they're going to cave in?
Then it's not a matter of cave in.
Look at what he said already. DeSantis already got on TV and was like he's encouraging people to get it. I mean, I don't know.
Here's what will happen. And Schumer not only alluded to it, but he gave away their end game. He's hoping that Biden does a state of emergency because of this new outbreak. You know, the new strain.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
The goal
the
is
Delta.
the Delta Airlines. So
Yeah.
what they're planning to do is, because of that being such a outbreak now, they have to create a universal state of emergency, which means it overrides all local government issues.
Right. Right.
Which is the way they're going to be able to put in the Maxine Waters universally.
Right.
They have to make it so that it is a deadly thing. And
So,
look,
right. So that
this.
it overrules everything else. You know
I
what
talked
mean?
about this 2 years ago. I said what will end up happening is they're going to have a strain, then there'll be a deadlier strain, and I have literal video of that
Wait a minute.
one that's not a doctor. You know
How
who's
in the-
not a doctor?
How in the fuck did you know about this 2 years ago?
Because I've been investigating it for more than 2 years now.
Wow. And by the way, is it fair to say this whole thing was bigger than Trump? Because at first,
way bigger. This was
bigger.
just
Well,
this
because
was just something they were able to use, you know, to their advantage. Also, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? This
because
is
the
way
first
bigger.
idea was this was to get Trump out by changing the election
Right.
laws or whatever.
2011, that little rat that was testifying in front of Rand Paul mentioned this by name. He mentioned the outbreak by name. Then in 2017, he warned about a surprise outbreak for this administration verbally. Then in 2014, the Gate guy said the same thing. In 2012, the Gate thing said that it would be the only way to fully eradicate a nation.
Right. To
His
control
words.
the population.
His words.
Yeah.
So for years, they've been planning this. Then in 2011, they put out a commercial that mentioned the exact same way they were going to present it, how it came about.
Okay.
Yeah. In 2017, the what do you call it? The Ouchie guy said that there's no doubt that Trump will be confronted with a surprise infectious
outbreak.
disease.
Right.
But listen, as much as the guy is an asshole, every infectious disease expert is going to say that, oh, next week the infectious disease is going to wipe the planet off.
No.
So,
That's different than if that would be one thing. If consecutive years
That's
prior
crazy.
to, they hadn't mentioned it by name. They mentioned SARS / by name in 2014 and in 2011. And in 2011, they put out a commercial to do with the bat.
Yeah.
They literally put it in a commercial. That's how it's going to start. They literally said we're going to shut down airports and it'll shut down businesses.
What commercial was this? And can we still find it?
Yes, I have it. I have it on my computer, sir. I have it downloaded to
does
my
Ozzy
computer.
Osbourne playing it where he bites the head off of it?
I wish. That'd have been at least worth it.
We probably can't show it on YouTube, but that's
But
worth
I did.
looking
I
at.
still have it on mine because what I did was I appealed it. And I told them, look, this is actual stuff that you have allowed still on Facebook. It is still on Facebook, on YouTube right now, on someone else's channel. So I said, it's a commercial. You can't tell me it's not real because it's sponsored by certain people that you back, and they let it go. They took the strike off.
The last time I appealed the strike, by the way, they just totally ignored it because what they gave me a strike for never happened. And my appeal said these words were never said on the show, and they still let the strike stand. And the first time I went to appeal something, I basically said the same thing, and they took the strike away. So I just know it's a matter of time before I get the next two.
So yeah, but that one show that we did where we epically got banned, we did it on purpose, right?
Well, the one show where I got a copyright ban, that's different than a strike. 3 strikes and they take your channel away.
Yeah, that was the night you were drunk and you were playing music, and I'm like, don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah. But a copyright ban, they just demonetize your video. I don't have to worry about that.
No,
So,
I thought they just mute the sound. They actually.
If I want, I can go back and edit the sound out, and they'll remake it visible.
Yeah, it's lame.
Okay, so I found it.
The show on Netflix that predicted the outbreak, it has been since of course pulled.
Interesting. I didn't know about any of this stuff.
Okay.
Oh
you
yeah.
ready?
this stuff's out there, man.
It's been out there, and I've been vocal about it, and that's why I've been banned everywhere I go.
All right, so we know the Maxine Waters stuff is unfortunately probably coming. The Maxine Waters passport or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
What about the nose and chin diaper stuff? When is that coming back?
Oh, it's already coming back.
Oh, it's already coming
they said
back.
now that saying vaccinated people have to start wearing it again.
Yep. So what if did I get the vaccine? Why? So now I have to
Oh
wear
yeah,
a
they
mask?
already said that that's coming back. You didn't hear that, Juice?
No, I mean I heard it, but I really I guess I'm in denial because I've been enjoying living a semi fucking normal life the last few months.
Yeah,
well,
no, this was just. Let me tell you, this was just like a little piece, so that they can tease you with this and say, okay, so we gotta, shut down again, and then we can have this back, but we have to go a certain route. That's how they wanted it. They wanted to tease everybody with this little bit of
It's
freedom,
like dangling the carrot.
right?
Yes.
It's pretty much, and we're all the fucking assholes that are following this fucking bullshit.
Yep. So all the businesses are going to start changing their signs.
Yep, they're
That's
gonna
gonna go
start
back.
saying and then they're gonna say you can only open up if everybody gets, the thing.
Because this
Okay.
was one of the least free states a year ago.
Right.
So if it's only going to get worse, I might be going to fucking
Mars.
Florida a lot sooner than I thought.
Yeah, well, we were the least free state just a couple weeks ago. We were one of the last states that lifted the mask mandate.
Can
So-
am I going to get a strike for this? I mean, I saw that you put it up.
It's my video. It won't get a strike because it's my video. It's literally me on my channel. So, and it's something that's already approved, so they can't really do anything about it. So
All right, so fuck them. We're playing it.
here it is.
Doing it live.
This
Fuck
one started with a bat,
A tree and a boy called Emil.
a life full of wonder.
I want to back that up just a little bit
Slow.
so you can hear
Bring
exactly
you up
what they
to
say.
speed on the
Okay.
camera so you can see this. All right, so here
We
is
get the listen.
This one started with a bat,
A tree
Holy shit.
and a boy called Emil.
a life full of wonder.
And a world to explore.
Soon after,
He fell sick.
And his family did too.
Can we pause this for a second?
Disease spread further still.
Who are the sick motherfuckers that made this?
You'll see. Just
Okay.
wait.
Okay.
It gets there. It gets there. You're gonna want to throw something at the screen. Guarantee you money.
Uncertainty led to fear.
Just watch. Get stupider.
Epidemics,
Affect us all.
they affect anyone.
At any time.
They don't care about borders.
or nations,
They are one of our greatest threats.
And with our dense cities
Easy travel
and ecological change, they spread faster
further.
than ever before.
Businesses close.
and airports shut.
Billions are spent.
And loved ones lost.
The sound of a cough becomes the worst.
Sound of all.
We've sent people into space.
Created incredible structures and connected the world in ways we never dreamed.
But we're yet.
To outsmart epidemics.
We're always a step behind.
Because we don't plan.
We react.
We know vaccines can protect us.
We just need to be better prepared.
So let's
Come together.
Let's research.
And invest.
let's save lives.
That
Let's
sound familiar?
outsmart epidemics.
That sound familiar?
Uh-huh.
Does that line sound familiar?
I just don't understand why they're talking about this 10 years ago.
Listen, but that line, right? Let's save lives.
Yep.
Was that not pushed at the very onset of this, right? Okay, wait till you see why it was pushed. You see, it's Seppi, right?
Yeah.
I want you to watch this. Look who's the founder.
Woo. Ooh,
But
huh.
Bill
Oh,
and Melinda Gates.
coincidence.
Oh, Bill and Melinda
Do
Gates.
you see do you see whose money is behind that?
Yep.
Listen.
Well,
So when I tell people-
I can tell you, I watch this guy AJ, who I won't say his name, but he talks about that shit all the time.
Yep. Yeah, he knows all of this too.
Listen, think about it this way. There's been outbreak after outbreak of similar issues in all over the world, in China, SARS and H1N1 and swine flu and all the other shit that got brought over here. So it's just a matter of time before one couldn't be controlled. That's as simple as that.
Well, this is not about the control. I can't say it, but this is not natural.
No, it's
Right.
not natural. It was.
But this is not
man-made.
even it can't. The thing is, it is controllable. What's not controlled is what they're wanting you to do. So the reaction to it is illogical, which is why we can see through it, right? Like I was talking there on my live. This is how illogical it is. You have a supposed outbreak, pandemic, kill everybody kind of thing, okay? Where you shut all kinds of shit down. But you can go to a restaurant, but you have to wear a face covering. And as you enter the restaurant and they seat you, you can take it off. So somehow it doesn't function under 5'5". All right. So it's so smart that under 5 foot, a little bit over 5 foot, you're immune to it. You can eat. You can go onto an airplane.
That's my favorite one. You're
And
basically
remove-
on an aluminum fucking tube.
And you can remove it to eat. Before you get on the plane, you have to stay apart. And then you go within 2 inches of the next person. You can't go out to work, but we can have football and sports where you have to wear a mask on the sidelines. But as long as you have your helmet on and you're sweating over the next guy.
Yeah, as long as you're
it's
breathing,
okay.
as long as you're heavy breathing all over each other, you're okay.
So the illogical methods we all saw, which is why the lockdowns made no sense to us. But the reason that they had to put lockdowns into place was not because of what was happening because of Maxine, was because they needed you to be able to listen to them whenever they had to put something new into your life.
Right. They had to
They
make
had
you
to
get
create
used.
they had to create a panic of
Right.
some sort. Look, I remember them, and I remember seeing this video, and since then it's been scrubbed, and I'm trying my darndest to find it. What happened was they had in Hanwoo, they started to build hospitals. Remember when we were saying build more hospitals and
Yeah, the temporary.
and,
the
yeah, and
temporary
China
pop-up
built
hospitals.
China in a week built this 400 room hospital,
Yep.
right?
Yep, the white one.
What they didn't say and they didn't show on the mainstream news, but what leaked out was them welding people into buildings, only to find out later those were not civilians. They were virologists.
Now, I remember seeing that on Twitter.
They
Like,
were virologists. They were ones that worked in that facility that were leaking video footage of what was happening, that it was a man-made thing.
Yeah.
So what happened was they would shut people, and they had video of people welding doors shut. The next videos that came out was of them hauling them away and taking them to sites and burning them.
Jesus fucking.
There was
Hey.
video footage of this, and I'm trying my best to find it because I had it, and that was about the time that my hard drive got wiped.
But
Wait
yeah,
a minute.
that-
Can you explain that one?
My hard drive being wiped?
Yeah, like how did that happen?
So
That
two
might
things.
that might be a story for when we're offline.
that
Okay, okay.
I'm just saying.
I think I
just
told.
saying.
Did I not tell you? I told you, right? I
You told
you.
me, yeah. That's why I said what I said.
Let's just say that I know enough that I understand why I'm banned all the time. I understand why I'm always flagged on Facebook, and I understand why I'm a wanted man on YouTube. I fully
Yeah,
understand.
and I got a podcast with him. Go
I
ahead,
fully
go
understand
figure.
why. But that video footage, and my wife saw it, and if you ever have her on, you can ask her, and she saw it with her own eyes. Somebody was leaking this footage of it just about after that one doctor that came out, that female virologist that came out, and since then you haven't heard from her.
The one that everybody said was crazy.
Yes,
in the mainstream media.
You haven't heard from her, right?
Right.
There's a reason. There's a reason why you haven't heard from her. Let's
Of
just say
course.
that. So they were burning bodies. The thing about the hospital they built no room had windows.
So it's like a prison.
You couldn't see, and the doors were not doors. They were like solitary confinement doors.
Yeah, it was a white.
There was not a
temporary-
hospital. They put that up there as a facade for what they wanted you, because they had to make that fear factor. Look, we have to build hospitals. It's so bad that we have to build hospitals. And if it ever got out into the public, oh, everyone's dead. And the instant you get that fear out, you can pass any mandate you want, because the masses are going to be afraid.
Right.
But again, this was all about, from the beginning, man-made virus. We all agree upon that. We know where it came from. We know how it spread.
That you won't get strike for, because that's already in Congress. So it's okay.
Right. I'm saying we know how it spread from the transportation network, and now the vaccine mandate. It's simply what it's going to be.
So
it's control.
So the flip side, the other thing I was going to say. So I've been following also Agenda 21 and Agenda 30 and Agenda 2050, right? And people will say, "Well, that's not real. It's legit. It's real." In Agenda 21,
they have a whole plan. This is
so in Agenda. The crazy part about this is in Agenda 2021. This was, and we're in what now? What year are we in?
2020.
Okay, I just want to make sure you understand that, right? I was reading this back in the day. Okay, this was part of their thing. We'll have an outbreak, but the first phase will be enough to send panic. The second phase will be something just a little bit worse. What are we seeing now? And they were going to make it fully out in October of 2021. The Delta strain all of a sudden shows up. And now they're saying it's growing, right? In amount.
Yeah, it's wiping off the population.
It's in their files. It's in their files. It's in their files. Look, I don't know if people are prepped for what's coming. You have to be prepped for what's coming. This is more than just American freedom, okay? They're trying to make, and George Bush has said it, a one world government, the new world order. They've already announced this forever ago. They've been talking about this.
They already said it on Australian news. You didn't hear about that?
Oh, I heard that. Yeah, trust me, I've been following all of it,
this is the first day of the new world order. Yeah, dude, this is crazy.
Yo, Australian news has really been on point since our election.
Yeah, and the thing is, you people are so stupid and focused on this small area of world and not realizing that the rest of the world has already been dominated by this nonsense.
Right.
We are the last space.
We're over here arguing about what's racist and what's not, while the fucking world is literally closing in on us and just focused on turning us next, because we're next.
And we're close.
Exactly.
We're close, because we're giving it up.
People don't see it for what it is. They think this is just like, oh, if we fix race in this country, we're going to be okay. No, you're not. You think that's what you're fixing. Meanwhile, you're literally opening up the doors for the fucking devil to walk in and take over your fucking life. You're not going to have to worry about racism. You're going to have to worry about fucking buying bread at $70 a fucking loaf.
Wait a minute. So you guys really threw a lot at me in this podcast, or a lot at the, many followers out there.
Yeah, me too, Marlon.
I don't even think if you're telling me what you're telling me, why the fuck do I even want to go to Florida if it's going to be no different than New Jersey?
Look, it might delay. It'll delay shit, but it's not going to stop it.
Right.
Look, for about 60 years now, well, maybe 70 years now, they've been making sure that by this time, people are stupid enough to do whatever they say. And this is literally in Agenda 21. It's in written, hard form, written in Agenda 2021. That by a certain time, they had to be able to get a hold of culture, had to get a hold of the government, the schooling, and food.
Right.
And they got a hold of all of that at this point.
Right.
There's a reason why children are stupider than they used to be. There's a reason why public education is as bad as it is. There's a reason why there is such a social justice movement in college campuses. They have been planning this for a long time. Unfortunately, people like us sat back and let this shit take place.
Right.
Yes, this is what I've been saying. The dumbification of the population. You're stripping them of rights, drugging them up, making them stupider, Common Core math, all of this shit just keeps compounding. And then you have cash injections.
I'm down.
It's just
I'm cool
instead-
with that. We can
She
get
can
you
take
on
my
here next
she
time.
can take my spot in a minute because I gotta go take care of my 6-year-old. He's up there probably.
Let me
causing
just
all
say
kinds
one
of-
thing, and then I
raising all
like,
kind of hell right now.
It's already late. What is Bill Gates famous for?
Ripping
Nothing.
off, ripping off,
Stealing
dots.
windows.
Okay, I'm saying what?
Ripping
Okay,
off dots, bro.
fine.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck does he know about science? And does he have? Is he a doctor?
Yeah,
No,
Doctor of Evil.
Yeah,
Exactly my point. The man
Yeah.
has nothing to do with science or being a doctor. Why the fuck
Do you
would he
think
have
he knows
anything
anything
to
about
do with
computers?
this?
Do you think he actually knows anything about computers?
Probably not.
No, of course not, because he
There you
stole
go.
everything.
Okay, so
He,
here's
he
the
knows
thing.
how to steal the ideas behind them.
And here's the last part. Here's the last wrench I'll throw in your gears here.
Mm.
What family line is he from?
Don't say the rocks. Really? Oh well, okay. That makes sense. Complete sense.
Yep.
Complete and absolute sense. Then makes sense.
Yep.
Nice.
He's one of
Wow.
those. Yep.
So essentially, they are the cockroaches of the world that want to keep living while the rest of us stay that nice.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I didn't know that.
So,
That makes sense.
Like I said, I've run this trail
See, look,
all the way to the damn
Juice
top.
is so shocked right now because this rabbit hole is so deep.
When you look,
and there's not much.
when I first started, I started going down this
Like,
rabbit hole
let
in
me call you back.
2010. 2010 was the first time I started looking at stuff.
What
Right?
did
I
you
thought
say about you?
it's all trash. It's not
What?
real.
So wait, hold on, wait.
I don't know. He's live right now.
Listen, I fact check all of these things, right? So
He's
just to let
talking
you
to like
know,
a whole bunch of people and like more some.
Who's that?
No, go ahead.
it's just Juice.
All right.
So listen, Bill Gates is related to the Rockefellers
Mm-hmm.
a bit quite loosely. According to famous kin, Bill's seventh cousin, 3 times removed, it was Nelson Rockefeller. So really, it's a real stretch.
No. What they don't put there is who he had influence with within the family. The bloodline don't mean shit to me. He is related to them by blood. Who had influence on him within the family ties, they're not going to put in public knowledge.
Oh yeah,
Right.
okay, that I agree with.
That part I investigated, and he was in link with the very old one. The old head is the one who reared him
okay.
in business practices. It wasn't because, partially because, yes, he had money and he had family. That was his blood. But he was not just some random cousin offspring kind of crap. He had been studying under this thing for
Okay.
a bit
no,
now.
That I could buy that.
That is how he got into the college he got into to begin with.
So, in other words, this is why me and him are being like very silenced. I don't even talk about this shit really too much, but I know
This is
about all of it.
conspiracy for them. This is what they consider conspiracy.
Right.
When it's all fact, it's all factual.
But I
It's
figured
provable.
there had to be something bigger behind it, but it's
Oh,
really
this picture is fucking ginormous, bro.
Bro,
And
if I
people
were
are
to-
looking at it. People are looking at it through
Like
a
this.
fucking microscope.
If I gave you just a third of the information, just a third, I guarantee you won't be able to sleep at night. I'm banking money on the fact that you will not be able to sleep at night. It freaked me the hell out. And then when it finally hit home for me and it actually attacked me, I was sold on the fact that it was true. When
Right.
it actually came for me and I saw it firsthand and experienced it, you
Right.
can't convince me otherwise.
It all,
There's
it
nothing
all
anybody
makes
can
sense
say.
because it all fit. Everything fit in. As soon as like something like that happens, you're like, okay,
Now,
I must
mind
be
you-
on the right track.
Mind you, all of the shit I'm going to tell you when we get off here, people in my lives saw. Not live like in living. During my damn shows, they saw.
all right. So we're about to hit the hour and a half mark anyway, and
Yeah, let's end this because I got a boogie soon. I got.
Danielle, thanks for joining us. We're gonna have a private after party. We'll
Drinking and rum and everything.
if you want to, Danielle, if you want to jump on the show, we'll do another one this week, tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. We'll get
Thursday,
you on here.
Friday.
We love guests.
Stay in touch. I guess your contact would be Fat Jew, so stay in touch with him. and we'll get you on here.
What is that?
All right. Well, anybody have anything they want to say before we head out?
Speak your mind or forever shut the fuck up.
Amen.
Yeah,
gotta be
that exactly what he said. I'm with the Jews.